Hello everyone, my name is Emmanuel Olisa Ojide, a Microsoft 365 administrator of Nene Labs, a sub company of digital consulting. You bastard now. Yeah, so um I'm a M365 administrator. So what I'm doing now is a task that's given to me by my client, a paid task to deploy insider risk management solutions and to avoid or prevent any risky users as well as aid in identity protection for users in the organization. So in Microsoft Purview, what I'm going to do now, I have my policies here. What I need to do now is first create a policy and then start scoring activity for users after I finish creating the policy. So I click on create policy. Now we're about to create our policy for our insider risk management. Now we can decide to choose a policy template which are data theft by departing users, detects data theft by departing users near their resignation or termination date, data leaks by risky users, data leak by priority users. So depending on what we want to achieve here, or security policy violations, health records misuse, and risky browser usage. Activities detected include them downloading files from SharePoint, printing of files, copying data to personal cloud storage services. So what I'm going to do, I'm deploying an insider risk management for data theft by departing users. Data theft by departing users. So let's deploy for data. These are the prerequisites for the deployment of our insider risk management for data theft by resigning users or users who are leaving the organization. Okay, so I'll click on next. So the name of our policy, I'll call it prevention of data theft by resigning users policy. Yes, let's go with the policy. Then say this insider risk management this insider risk management is also insider risk management policy is to prevent data loss or compromise from terminated users in this organization. We click on next. Now we can do it by admin units. You can assign admin units. It's under preview. Let's work with our original office. We click on next. Now users and groups that we assign this to. You can choose specific users or groups or just all users. So specific users now, we are going to assign this to users leaving the organization, which is Rita. Rita. Let's check this thing. I think Oluwatoyin Flanagan, Dr. Flanagan is going. Let's see Mr. Godwin Omar. Aishat. Click on add. Click on add. And as for the groups, as for these groups, um, dev. Let's see. I see the production team. Just primarily Aishat for the meantime. No adaptive scopes at all. Now the content to prioritize. I want to prioritize SharePoint sites. They find whether to prioritize content based on factors like where it's stored and how it's classified, who scores and all. So let's say the sensitive email types, file extensions, no, just prioritize this content, or maybe just file extensions. No file extensions, trainable classifiers. Click on next. Now we can add our SharePoint sites. You can add SharePoint sites you want to prioritize. Okay, sorry. These three. As you all know, I'm being tasked by my manager to perform this task. So if I'm to add a SharePoint site, now let's pick select. Let's enter a site to, let's say, the team site and the HR. These are the sites that I will prioritize. The sensitivity label, then we add in our sensitivity labels to, let's see, our created sensitivity label that we have deployed in our tenant, the vanilla protection policy. Let's also add one more. We have Vivo Full Zero. Confidential and then confidential trusted people as well. We add this in and then we click on next. So What you also do as well, add or edit sensitivity info types. Now the sensitivity info types can be something from bank cards to ABA routing number. As you can see, let's say storage, anything that has to do with a storage, Azure storage key and Azure storage, Belgium national number, then anything with a routing number as well, like bank routing number, say routing, ABA routing number. Do we have anything for ACH? Let's see. Azure Redis Cache, Azure Web Living API keys. um, Uh, ID. Let's see. Do we have anything for an ID? Anything containing this? Brazil national ID card, USA SSN, USA social security number, and the EU. We add this as well. Then click on next. Sensitive info, trainable classifiers. So decide whether to score only activity with prior content. So let's get alerts for all activities. Okay, it is best. Then triggering events. Triggering event. Choose a triggering event for this policy. Let's turn on all indicators. We can select the one that we want to turn on. Sorry, let me do this again. Sending emails with attachment to recipients. I'll start maybe that. Rubbish. I will win more for anybody not disturbing me. Sorry about that. So you can select different indicators, bias communication indicators, sending inappropriate content to use these indicators. We will later do that. So let's click on save. We're turning on all our indicators for this policy, for this insider risk management policy. You can turn them on. So you can also choose and edit our indicators and click on next. Now what we're doing now, we're in detection options. So sequence detection, download from Microsoft 365 application, then exfiltrate. Exfiltrate indicators. Upgrade or remove label. Qualitative exfiltration detection. Detecting the user exfiltrates acid norms, risk boosters. So we have everything selected. So for full compliance and for insurance purposes, everything is selected. Click on next. Let's go back, sorry. So triggering event indicators, threshold indicator threshold. Click on next. Choose threshold type for indicators. Apply thresholds provided on Microsoft. Choose your own thresholds. So you can turn on analytics. I also turn on analytics as well. Turn on analytics. Analytics is on. It takes around 48 hours to complete the first scan. Then I can apply thresholds. Built-in thresholds will apply to all indicators set. Built-in thresholds will apply to all indicators selected. Or I can choose my own threshold. I'm choosing my own threshold. Choose my own threshold. Download from Microsoft 365, then situate 2 to 10 events per day. Generates less. Losses. 10 to 15 events per day. Events, okay. Let's increase this a bit. Okay. Downgrade or remove label, then exfiltrate. I feel the Microsoft one is better. Let's go with Microsoft. Then click on next. Then while we review everything that we have done here, and then let's click on submit. Check I'm recording. Let's click on submit. Then we are submitting our insider risk policy, new insider risk policy. So our policy has been created. It will take 24 hours to match up everything. So when a new policy generates its first alert, when a new severity alerts are generated, I'll prefer this, and then I click on done. So if we click on refresh, we have our policy here. So with this policy, we can start scoring for users. You can also start scoring for users. So reason for scoring, to check reason for scoring is first time scan and to prevent insider risk. Score activity for users. duplicate this. Search by name or user. Let me check something. Oh yes, users. We suggest users. We suggest that users this organization, former Henry, no, not Henry, Frank, is that Franklin? Frank Adams. This is okay for now. These are low class, a lower level employees. So we start our scoring activity for these users and click on done. I think that's okay. You know, we can also go on to configure. You check on users. Let's close this. You check on our users. No risky users yet because our scan has just started. Analytics has just started. We have just generated our own policy recently. So you can also check on our alerts as well. So no alerts has popped up yet since everything is just starting for the meantime. So this is what I've done for my client. Thank you so much. We'll then move on to exchange from this point on. Thank you very, very much.